You know, despite my body trying to kill me on a daily basis and having a million allergies, a million sensitivities, a million issues in general, I don't hate my body. How could I when I look this hot and sexy? Hello everyone! I've made a few videos on my channel now. I made how I stopped hating myself and how- wait, right? I don't know the own titles of my own videos. How I stopped hating myself and how you can too. And how I stopped caring about people's opinions and how you can too. Maybe some of you have found me from those videos. If you did, hi! I'm not laying on my tummy for this video because, well, I have tummy issues now. Like, I always had tummy issues, but now they're like... When I made those videos, it didn't really have anything to do with bodies in general. I think a lot of people perceived it as though I was talking about being confident in your body, which it could have definitely applied to, of course, looks. Some of the points I made did apply to that. However, that wasn't the main focus of it. And I got a lot of comments of people being like, well, of course it's easy not to hate yourself when you're pretty, which... Thank you so much for thinking I'm pretty. Second of all, when I was filming those videos, it was some of the toughest months of my entire life where I was hating my body more than I ever had before. So even though I liked my personality and I liked who I was as a human being, I struggled with really, really, really bad. I don't want to put a label on it. I never got diagnosed with anything. I don't want to say it was body dysmorphia. However, I can tell you right now that I was falling down a huge rabbit hole in a very, very unhealthy cycle with how I was talking about my own body as well as how I was treating my own body. Right now, present day, April 2021, I feel like I have the best relationship with my body that I have had in forever, my entire life. 21 years. I want to help you guys get to that point because I get a lot of comments about this and it breaks my heart that there's so many people who were once in the position that I was because I know what that feels like and it feels like shit to not like the little capsule that you are in. Yeah, I refer to it as a capsule, whatever. Before we get started into this video, make sure that you subscribe if you want to be nasty. If not, you're disgusting. Also make sure you have your bell notifications on so you know every single time I post or else you are gross. And not you, you're not actually gross. You're not gross. You know what I mean? I just want to clarify that I'm not going to be showing pictures of my body at all in this video because I feel like it's unnecessary. It's not providing anything. I don't want to talk badly about my body and what it once was, you know, like a year ago and how I looked, and someone looking at that photo and being like, what? That's like my dream body, or like that's the body that I have currently and Nicole's talking badly about it. No, we're not going to do that because at the end of the day, this video is more about you and trying to get you to a better mindset about your body. So photos of my own little capsule doesn't really make sense. I need to stop calling it a capsule. However, I can give you a little bit of a brief summary about my body and my body image. I remember late elementary school, it must have been like 4th or 5th grade, I already started feeling very insecure about the way that I looked. I compared myself to my friends who were dancers and worked out like 20 hours a week, you know, doing jazz or tap or whatever they did as like a 8-year-old. How old are you? In like the 4th or 5th? I don't know, it doesn't matter. That carried on into middle school, feeling still very insecure about myself. Developed disorder eating throughout the process. Late middle school, I was diagnosed with a slew of different food sensitivities that I could no longer eat, which definitely changed my eating habits and my eating patterns, which is already very difficult for someone who had disordered eating patterns. When I have really bad anxiety, I have a tendency to not have an appetite or not be able to eat at all, which definitely took a huge toll on my health and my body as well. Late high school, I got into weightlifting, which carried on into college, made me feel super confident. However, at the same time, it made me become very, very critical of every little detail of my body. I had to take photos of my body every single week to send to my trainer. It was very, very, I felt like I was under a little microscope constantly. In 2020, I was no longer able to use a gym because I moved back home because of COVID. And I don't know if it was necessarily because I wasn't able to go to the gym, but more so because I was stuck inside, filled with anxiety, that I started becoming very, very, very mean to myself and the way that I looked. My close friends and family have been around me when I get into these episodes where I become so obsessed. I'm talking about body checking, looking at myself constantly in the mirror, getting super paranoid, thinking something was wrong with me. It was really bad. I was like sending photos of my body to my friends at like 1 in the morning being like, do I look okay? Do I look normal? I think something's wrong with me. It was just can't believe that I'm the same person person as that because I just feel like I'm in such a better headspace and mentality, and I was so paranoid. However, there started to become this shift in my mentality late 2020, early 2021, where I was like, I need to get myself together and take care of myself, because if not, I'm going to end up in a really dark place similar to where I was in middle school. Let's talk about body neutrality. Probably heard of the term body positivity, which is an amazing movement made by amazing women to uplift other women who don't fit the ideal body type. Meaning that the movement is really meant for women who don't fit what society standards deem as beautiful. And while body positivity is an amazing movement and has helped so many people, it isn't necessarily what's best for everyone. And I found that the best thing for me is to practice body neutrality, which is essentially the idea that I am at a neutral state of mind when it comes to my body. Body neutrality likes to focus more on what your body can do for you rather than what it looks like, and that is honestly what I needed in order to overcome this awful cycle of hating myself. Every single time that a new body part would become in trend or out of trend, I would go through cycles of just beating myself up because my body was changed. Drop body talk from your conversations. I feel like the less that me and my friends talk about bodies, the better I feel. Crazy. Talking more about how you feel rather than how you look is such a better way of viewing things in my mind. For example, if I do talk about my body, I talk about like, oh my god, I feel so energetic today. I feel like I have so much energy. I feel like body neutrality has helped me become more in tune with my body because you are kind of forced to listen to your body more rather than looking at it, honestly. I think I placed so much value into the way that I looked, so if I ever changed the way that I looked, if I ever gained weight or if I ever lost weight, I'd be so hard on myself and I would think that's immediately bad rather than realizing, okay, why is my body changing? Do I feel better this way? Do I feel not so good this way? What is the best place that my body can be at for me to feel at optimal health? Now, taking care of your body is a very, very valuable thing, and you definitely should do it. And I don't know why it's become like a thing to not take care of your body. And I don't know why I ever fell victim to that either. It's so important to be eating foods that are healthy for you and make you feel your best and make you feel the healthiest. The way that I made myself feel by not providing my body with proper nutrition and proper foods that make me feel good was fucked up of me. And not cool. Getting a good sleep. I don't know why I hurt myself for so many years and forced myself to go to bed at like 3 a.m. and wake up super late and then felt like shit. I mean, I do know why. That's because I felt like I didn't own the day. I felt like I was owing it to someone else, and so in order for me to reclaim the day, I needed to stay up super late, so I had these like late hours all to myself, which is not okay. Shit, even going to the doctor is a part of self-care and taking care of your body. I realized I was neglecting my body for so long and making myself feel like trash when I could have just gone to the doctor because I have insurance available to me, but I was being stubborn and I didn't want to go. And now I'm getting a camera shoved up my ass. I'm getting a colonoscopy in a couple months. That is self-care, baby, okay? I found that through all these practices of trying to take care of my body better, I learned to love my body more because I was appreciating it for what it did rather than what it looked like, so much so that I stopped looking at a figure in the mirror and being like, that is pretty, that is not pretty, and more so like, wow, that's amazing that it can do these things. Kind of similar to how people look at like pregnant women and they're like, I can't believe that this body made a human being and then pushed it out. That's how I look at my body every single day. I'm like, holy shit, my body ate this food and it gave me energy. And now I feel amazing. It made me upset that literally in the last year, I was so critical and mean to my body for just doing normal things. Like, I was upset that my body was bloated when I had my period. When in reality, I was like, wait, I'm so grateful that I have my period. This is showing me that my body is at a healthy state. Very cool body. Thank you so much. And over time, this thinking helped me not hate it so much. Now, I did lightly talk about nutrition, but I do want to emphasize how important it is, especially right now, because I am going through some health struggles, which makes it very, 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 very difficult for me to eat in the mornings. I will often wake up and not be able to eat for hours or get any type of nutrition in me, and it makes it so difficult because then I have headaches. So while I'm on this journey of body neutrality as well as trying to take care of it to the best of its ability because it deserves it, I did want to mention that this video is sponsored by Kenko. Here's my box of Kenko. Kenko makes seriously nutritious smoothies for seriously busy people, like myself, very busy lady. Kenko's breakfast smoothies are actually made with organic whole fruits and vegetables, which is so important to me. They're essentially flash frozen and slow dried and just locks in all the little fibers and nutrients. Nothing added and no fiber taken out either. And Mama loves her fiber, okay? Kenko smoothies are so easy to make. There's no blender, juicer, no kitchen needed. Literally, you just pour the Kenko packet into the water or your favorite milk, shake it up, and then you take on the day. Kenko's packaging is actually compostable. Right now, you can go to kenko.com and actually take their nutrition quiz so that you can find the perfect blend of smoothies for your tastes, as well as all of your lifestyle needs. Start creating healthy habits right now. You can go to kenko.com/Nicole, and the first 100 people will get 25% off of their order. That is a steal. That's a literal steal. Go get your Kenko. Now, I also want to talk about how I gained confidence and really stopped giving a shit about what anyone else says about me. I think being on the internet, you just naturally kind of like learn how to do that. You just become more confident in who you are as a person. You get mean comments all the time. You have to grow a thicker skin. But I think as soon as I realized that I don't care about anyone else's opinions or thoughts of mine, and I really like myself how I am already, I like my personality, and if someone said something bad about my personality, I probably wouldn't listen, so why would I listen if someone has something bad to say about my body? Highly recommend watching the video about how I stopped caring about people's opinions because it goes way more in depth into it. But today I realized that someone decided to make a Depop page, yes, a Depop page, send me a DM saying, "We know you're fat." First of all, fat isn't an insult. I'm not insulted by someone saying fat. Second of all, I feel very, very lucky that I have enough self-confidence that something like that doesn't hurt me. If anything, I'm just confused as to why they would do that on Depop. Like, why did you make a whole account? You could have just commented on my video. Like, you literally could have just went on one of my videos and anonymously called me fat. Why did you have to make a whole Depop for it? I'm just confused. And that goes into my next thing, which is talking about social media. I talk about this quite often. It's no secret. I am a big, big, big fan of deleting people off of social media. I, in fact, promote it. I think that you should unfollow anyone who makes you feel bad about yourself. And that includes me. If I make you feel bad about yourself in any type of way, unfollow me. I genuinely do not want to cause harm in anyone's life. When I was going through some of these hard times in my life where I was really, really mean to myself about my body and how I looked, I realized I was comparing myself once again to girls that I saw on Instagram. And I didn't want to fall back into those same patterns, so I simply just unfollowed. These girls did nothing wrong. They're great inspiration for other people, but for me, I just couldn't look at it right then and there in that moment. And instead of resenting these people and then becoming jealous and hurting myself even more, it was just the best option to simply just unfollow. Same thing goes for TikTok. If you press down on a video, you can click "Don't show me videos like this again." It's amazing. But TikTok's really fucked up, and it has very, very similar pro-anorexia culture that Tumblr had back when I used to be on it. And it makes me really, really sad because there's so many young, impressionable people on there, and it's like history repeating itself. There's also this thing on TikTok where a lot of people will make videos talking about these insecurities that they have, making something out of nothing. Something like this was hip dips. Nobody was insecure about hip dips back in the day. No one even knew what a hip dip was. And now suddenly people are insecure of it. People were insecure about how their back looked, their back profile. It became an insecurity. Now there's a TikTok circulating of someone talking about girls who have lines around their mouth. You mean smile lines? Like, that is normal. And it's creating and causing new insecurities in people, especially young women, that is just so unnecessary. You don't need to be viewing that if you don't want to. And it's amazing that it's as simple as just clicking "Don't show me videos like this again" or unfollowing a person. And I feel like the biggest thing that has helped me overall in my overall mental health is that I have cut down, okay, you know how there is screen time on your phone? Well, I cut down on my mirror time. I did not realize how much time I was actually spending in front of the mirror staring at myself. I suffered with dermatillomania. It's pretty well under control now. I haven't had a problem with it in a while, but dermatillomania is essentially where you pick at your skin obsessively. I would literally pick at my skin until I made it bleed. It was terrible. And the main reason that I did that was because I stared at the mirror for way too long. I would get up way too close. I would stand there and stare for a long time. I would pick at it. And I realized that the biggest thing that helped me was to not look at the mirror. And I realized that the same rule applied when it came to my body. So when I was changing, I was always changing in front of the mirror and then staring at myself. I could, however, just get changed really quickly and carry on with my day. Every single time I go to the bathroom, that is not an excuse to body check myself, see how I look. There was no reason for me to be taking like 50 photos of my body, side by sides, self-timer photos of my body and how I looked at all different angles. It made me anxious, it made me upset, and the less I looked at myself in the mirror, the better I felt about myself. Because now whenever I do look at myself in the mirror for a prolonged period of time, if I'm trying something on and I'm looking in the mirror, I'm like, wow, I feel great. I love the way that I feel right now. And I love my little body. When I say little, I call everything little. And it just overall taught me how to be way more appreciative for what I have rather than how I look. And if any of you needed a reminder that you are now able to Photoshop your videos, I'm just putting it out there. This is literally me telling you not to Photoshop your videos, but what I'm saying is that so many people do without you even knowing. I literally saw videos today of how easy it is to go into an app and slim your body down and make it look really realistic. And not everything that you see on TikTok or Instagram or Twitter is real. And I wish that more people realize that. Hit not interested, hit unfollow, hit block, do whatever you need to do. The world is a tough place to navigate, and while it is no one else's problem to be sensitive to what triggers you, it is really important that you protect your own peace and make sure that you are living your best life and not letting someone else get in the way of that. So do so. I love you guys, and I want you all to feel a lot better about the body that you're in, because I'm happy that you guys are all bodies and that you have one and that you're watching my video and that you are existing in your little capsule. I love you. I hope that if the reason that you clicked on this video was because you are hoping to stop hating your body, I hope that you feel better very soon. It takes time, and I never thought that I would be in this mindset that I am, where I am now, especially where I was literally last year, but it's like night and day. If you like this video, please make sure that you leave it a like because it helps me out so much. Also, leave a comment. Any words of encouragement for any other people who are lurking through the comments. It's always appreciated. Make sure that you subscribe if you want to be nasty, and if not, you're disgusting. Also, make sure you have your bell notifications on so you know every single time I post, or else you are gross. You're not gross. It's okay. Not this video. If you want to follow me on my other social media like Instagram, Twitter, Depop, Spotify, it's just at Nicole Rafiee. And if you want to follow me on my TikTok, it's at Nikki Nasty. I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go take off my makeup, not stare in the mirror for too long, and change into my PJs, and not stare into the mirror too long, and kiss myself goodnight. And you should too. Okay, good night.